What's going on? Welcome to Talkin' Baseball. We've got so many exciting things to discuss, so let's do it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Talkin' Baseball. My name is Jimmy. Sitting next to me, taking a sip out of his drink, is Jake. Trevor Plouffe is in California, and producer Bug Dude is behind his desk. We're all behind our own desks, but especially BBD. It's Tuesday. It's 12:26. There has not been a lot of news. I lied in the intro. Straight up lie. But then we got some bullet points here that we have to discuss in the baseball world. Most importantly, happy 2021 to you guys, all three of you, and all the listeners, and all the patrons. Jake, how are you?
James, Trevor, Big Baby David, patrons, everybody else listening, like he said. Happy New Year! We're out and cooking. Will Sugano sign or go back?
He's going to sign with the Giants.
There's a chance. They're in on him. Yeah, man. You know, baseball, not necessarily hot in the street right now, but I need it. It's coming. Still all those talented free agents. We did have a lot of little things. And Trevor Plouffe, you said it best. I mean, when we're set up just to yuck like this is when things get real.
We've already gotten like kind of deep. We were talking about hitchhikers and Jimmy picking up some dude in the middle of Arizona that's like serial killer alley. So
Nevada.
That's probably a bad idea by you. Probably shouldn't do that ever again.
Well, I won't.
But
he was a nice kid, Blake Harlow.
Is that really his name?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's from Kentucky.
Well, I'm doing great. I had a great New Year's. We ordered sushi. We watched the East Coast ball drop. How insane was watching Times Square this year compared to like the adult diapers, can't move Times Square of years past. Like such a weird dystopian vibe, but here we are.
Did you watch it?
I checked in a little bit. I had an appointment with Dr. Unk, so I was attending to that. But all the shows are weird now. I mean, they're all pushing their stuff, which is obvious, and I get it. But, you know, Joe McHale and Ken Jeong, I feel like they're doing everything. Anderson and Cooper and that other guy were talking about doing acid and stuff. Kelly Clarkson, Ozzy Osbourne, Kelly Osbourne. So I don't know. The shows don't do much for me. And yeah, Trevor, the bigger thing on our end was we were living in New York City during the pandemic. So, you know, been through Times Square and it's been empty, and that's scary.
Hey, Jim got married.
Yes. I did.
To?
My fiance / Jake's mom.
Oh.
Jake's mom also got married.
My mom also got married.
Wait, hold on. See, I wasn't sure about that. Hold on. Your mom got married. Like, really? Are you just messing around?
Why does everybody say that?
Yes, she got married. Unfortunately, not to Jake's dad, but
Not my original dad.
Yes, so that dream is out the window momentarily.
So mom 1 has now married dad 2.
Yes. Jake now has siblings.
Dad 1 remains unmarried.
And they're all moving in together, and it's going to be like step by step, day by day.
We're working out the details.
There, huh?
There are rumors out there that I married your mom.
There are rumors. My mom married a Jim.
Yeah,
so
and I'm a Jim.
Interesting.
Very happy for everyone.
You're from a broken home. I'm from a broken home. Then you got two guys. These two guys are from loving families. Can you tell a difference?
Yeah.
Like a little bit of crazy for us.
Yeah.
And then wholesome Jim, wholesome Bug dude.
Happy New Year's.
Thanks for tuning in.
You know,
I didn't watch the ball drop.
The two guys that made it to the MLB from broken homes.
I watched a different show.
Jim was at a concert.
Well, I was watching it from my couch, but I saw that what's her name? Cyndi Lauper made a mess of herself. I saw that, and I was upset because I've been watching her sing time after time on Howard Stern on YouTube, like a lot. If anyone wants to go tune into that, it's kind of weird to hear a song that sounds like a classic in its infancy, and it's a good time.
Oh, snap. Yeah. That was lit.
Yeah.
What do you think Coach Ballgame was doing for New Year's?
Oh, sex.
Yeah, probably.
Big sex.
We got Coach Ballgame hats. I don't know. Mine's in the other room. Anyway, we do have some bullet points here to talk about. We can start with the first and most important. Friend of the pod, friend of Trevor in real life, Phil Hughes officially has retired from baseball. Trev?
I don't understand. I didn't even send him the text like what? I've been thinking that since I read his little note. I guess good for you, Phil. There's got to be some reason. I'll get to the bottom of it. Taxes, something. I don't know. 12-step program. Who knows? But he had a great career. So I guess, it's worthy of applause. World Series champ for the Yanks. Made a bunch of money, set a record. I think it got broken now. So sorry about it, Phil.
Maybe his wife, kept asking him like, Phil, are you going to play again? And he was like, no. And then this was really just for her. That's one guess.
He went notes app on you, Trev.
We asked him if he had retired when we interviewed him, and he said no. And he left like an inkling of maybe he might come back when we talked to him. Small inkling.
I don't know if Phil Hughes could bend over to pick up a baseball right now, let alone go out there and pitch on a mound. Okay?
When we met Phil, I was something on my mind because, he was in the infancy of his card stuff. So I was like, I was kind of cut into the episodes of The Office when Michael Scott sees David Wallace and he's inventing that vacuum thing. And it's kind of like a little
Suck
bit.
it.
Yeah, the suck it, a little bit of a midlife crisis. And he's like, yeah, if I could throw again and there's all this technology out there, blah, blah, blah. So I wonder if he tried throwing the pill or if he just tapped out. We should be asking you this. He's a friend of yours. You stay at his home.
He is, but Phil is a reclusive person, dude. So, I don't
Why
think
don't you and
he's
Phil go out and put on a
baseball.
retirement tour? He pitches to you and you go barnstorm your way across the country.
Yeah.
We would lose baseballs. It'd be too expensive. We have to get a new ball every
Why?
pitch
You have
on.
a backstop.
You guys know my history against Phil. I'm happy for Phil. Like I said, great career. I'm happy that we got to play together. Our friendship was started off very, very rocky in high school.
Wow.
He did some really mean things to me. I didn't like him at all.
What was the meanest thing
Did
he
you
said
say
to
in
you?
high school?
Yes. So the story goes, we were at a showcase.
Wow.
And
I didn't know any of this.
Phil and Mark Trumbo were there. Now, you guys have to know, we were the big deals in our area for high school baseball. We all knew who each other were. We're in the paper a lot. We're at these showcases together. I mean, I'm being serious. I was pretty good. Anyways, I go and I'm kind of there and I'm want to go say hi to these dudes. And they just kind of were talking to each other and just really went gave me one of these, just the chin up. I'm like, okay, I hate both of you now. And it's going to take a lot for me to not hate you. So yeah. I hated him until he became my teammate.
I like reading Trevor Plouffe stuff. He's got a lot of good takes.
When are you going to go,
a few times.
Trev, when are you going notes app retirement? We need it.
I'm not.
The company needs it.
It's
I might
ridiculous.
notes app for you.
Yeah.
Honored that at Trevor Plouffe allowed me to make this announcement on his behalf, and then I'll write all notes app. I'm doing that.
Bad news, Trev.
Oh my gosh.
You missed it.
I want to get to the bottom of it because it was one of those moments where I opened Twitter up and I was like, what is Phil doing now? So I'll get to the bottom of it for us.
Trev, you want a deep cut segue?
Sure.
Part of the reason Phil Hughes retiring, thoracic outlet syndrome.
Yes.
Chris Archer trying to come back from that. You retweeted him the other day, and he's signing with, who did you say?
He's talking to a lot of teams, man.
Okay.
A lot of teams interested. But yes, got to hang with Chris again Sunday. So he's progressing well. He's throwing, feels good. He's thick. You saw my text. You saw the video. He looks good.
I was waiting. I mean, I have a definition of thick that's a little different than that. But on his follow through, there was some upper leg area that counted as thick.
I thought when you said that, I thought you were kind of doing Fat Tony for the skinny guy. because he looks very skinny to me still.
Oh, well, I'm not comparing him to like the world thick. I'm comparing him to like old Chris Archer. Chris Archer's a beanpole, dude.
Yeah.
Just put a little weight on those legs.
What do you think about Phil Hughes' haircut here?
I like it.
It's a pretty good look for him.
He looks great. I mean, he was good looking back then. I don't know what happened.
It's a great look. All right, so Phil Hughes has retired. Chris Archer is signing with the Cubs.
Wow.
Great news all around. I don't think he's going to sign with the Cubs.
Boog Sciambi did. That wasn't in our notes. That's exciting. Good job, Boog. We like him.
Good job, Boog. Sugano's the big news. Heyman reported that he's going to be... Sugano is a free agent coming over from Japan. He's 31. He's been dominant over in Japan. John Heyman reported that he will be signing today at some point. So, to me, I don't think this is going to be a team in contention is going to sign him. I think it's going to be like the Giants or the Royals or the Reds. Some team doing... Like, I don't think we're going to hear the Dodgers, the Rays, the Yankees... the Padres, like any...
I mean, the Mets allegedly were in, and now they're out. Red Sox have been linked to Sugano.
That could maybe happen.
Red Sox aren't doing nothing.
I did a breakdown on him. He didn't get any calls from the ump. It was a good one. He's 30 years old. He's going to be 31. His numbers are crazy. He pitches a lot of innings. He's pitched over 130. Well, that's the last 2 years, 130 last 2 years, but before that, 202, 187, 183, 179. Looks like 1 year he's thrown around 150 every season. So he's a horse. Trev, you're very baseball elitist, so you don't like this guy?
Wow.
No, I think he should come over. Like, when you have these guys that dominate the way they do in these, I'm going to call them lesser leagues. I mean, they are. Like, even the Japan League is not on the same level as Major League Baseball. Obviously, we know that. So I think when these guys dominate the way they do, it's like, I want to see if I could do it against the best of the best. And guess what? I think fans are curious too. I think his fans in Japan are going to love it. They're going to see him go over. They're going to root for him. I think people over here are really interested in seeing him come over. And, he's faced big leaguers before. When they do the World Baseball Classic, he's able to face these guys that go over and play towards the end of their career. But it's a different ball game when you come over here and it's day in and day out. You got the lights. This is the show. This is it. There's no league above MLB. So I welcome that. I think it's awesome when guys want to take that challenge. Obviously, he's going to get a payday for it too, which is great. But we'll see. It's an adjustment, man. Like language, food, culture. I mean, they work differently than we do. They work way more than we do. So, like, is his regimen going to have to change with whatever staff he goes to? Be a lot of fun things to watch with him.
Well, he is 6 foot 1 inch tall, 210 pound, right-handed pitcher. With a 3/4 delivery, Sugano throws 2 fastballs, sitting 90 to 93, a solid slider, a curveball, and a forkball. So he's Tanaka.
I've got it as a split finger. I've got it as a split.
Yeah, this is Wikipedia, so I don't trust their baseball knowledge. That's Tanaka. He's
Tanaka's
Tanaka's age and has Tanaka's arsenal.
The thing I'm looking at right now, I mean, he supposedly has 6 pitches. I mean, we've seen this style before. They throw a lot of pitches, prefer the breaking stuff. I mean, we've gotten watch a lot of Tanaka, and Tanaka, go check out his Baseball Reference. Feel however you want to feel about Tanaka. He's throwing a lot of bullets for the Yankees, a lot of good bullets. His accuracy is pinpoint some days. So, I mean, that's the part I don't know about Sugano because, a 92 mile per hour fastball, you don't see a lot of dudes in Major League Baseball do that. You have to be kind of pinpoint, and I assume he is. I mean, he's got the reputation, and as we know, overseas they throw a lot more breaking balls. So he's got those in the bag. I'm
Career
interested to
1.0 whip.
Whip. Yeah, he doesn't walk anybody, which
would lead you to believe he's accurate.
which you'd think, and again, you put this all macaroni in a pot, and it's, does he need to throw more pitches out of the zone in Major League Baseball? Are there better hitters that if he's attacking the zone, they can counter back? So I'm not going to say who really knows. The guy's got stuff to be a Major League pitcher. We just don't know if he's a 3-starter or a 5. And some team's going to supposedly take a chance on this, or he's got the offer to go back. So I think his final day is Thursday. Interested to see what happens. He flew over here, so kind of interested if there's a sad puppy dog flight home. Like, he clearly did plan on coming to play Major League Baseball. I don't know. Obviously interested to see what team would step up and take a chance on him.
There's
Jimmy figured it out.
The Angels to give Ohtani a friend.
Yeah.
that could work.
Yeah.
They're
Need pitching.
Is the same arsenal as Tanaka, so it would be funny.
Him and Tanaka
go to the Angels.
Yeah.
With Ohtani. Bundy learns Japanese.
Yeah. Oh, he already knows it.
Like,
Offhand.
Kind of becomes a culture vulture, and everyone's like, Bundy, stop.
Yeah. It's getting weird.
Just because you have 3 rotation mates from Japan does not mean you need to act like you're from Japan.
Bundy ends up becoming like a Jeremy Jam type character
Yes.
from Parks and Rec.
Yes.
And it's like, all right, dude.
Stop.
We don't like this.
You don't need to do this. They trade Bundy, and now he's like taking the Japanese culture to another place, and they're like, Bundy, stop.
Yeah.
That's a bad look for him. But the Angels, look for them. They're getting Tanaka and Sugano.
Sugano.
The same exact rotation and stuff.
So he's, I'm just looking, this is kind of cool. Like, with the technology with pitchers now, you can kind of break down his pitches. We can talk about spin here. So he throws a splitter, and his bread and butter is like a slider. And I'm reading here in an article saying that he has been registered over 3,000 with his spin rate on his slider. Then obviously the splitter off of that with, basically 0 spin rate. If we were going to 2020 on a breaking ball spin, I mean, MLB average is 2,500. The top 5 guys in the league, there was only 5 of them that averaged over 3,000. So, like, they can play that up. And can we make his 4-seam do a little more? Like, can he bring maybe some secrets over? So there's a lot to Sugano. Is it Sugano or Sugano? Sugano.
I think it's whatever you want type of thing.
Sure. He's going to bring over some knowledge, and he's a veteran over there. So I think he's a fit for a ton of teams, man. I think the Angels are great. I see the Blue Jays have been mentioned. I see the Giants, like you said, Jim, have been mentioned. But I don't know what his contract's going to be, but I'd assume it's pretty affordable when you're talking about starting pitching. So teams will be in.
Now, I Googled Sugano scouting report. Just try to give the people some info,
Right.
The first website that came up was sportsinfosolutionsblog.com.
SIS, Mark Simon.
Yes. Next one, Bleacher Report. Next one, CBS. Next one, Beyond the Box Score. Which one would you click? Well, you're Mark Simon guy.
I mean, we're Simon guys.
I'm Mark Simon.
I was shocked that Bleacher Report came up so quick.
Why?
Do you ever read? I don't know. I'm not familiar with Bleacher Report.
You don't read a lot of websites, though.
I don't read Bleacher Report.
None of the
either.
websites I wanted to come up came up, I guess, is what's surprising me there.
It's a
Sports
weird
Info
name for a
Solutions?
company,
We should start reading this?
Sure.
Okay. You don't like
Although
Bleacher Report? Always makes me think of bleach and not bleachers.
But we have a company called Jomboy, so,
Shit happens. Jomboy Corp is the official name.
Okay.
And it is. Because we had no idea what we were doing. Anyway. That's all we got. He's signing with the Giants or the Angels or the Mariners.
I mean, I'm starting to get to the point where I think we might be a sad flight home. And he's like, why aren't these MLB teams offering me a better contract? Why are these teams a mess? I don't know. He's probably going to get I kind of like the Blue Jays. They've been looking for, I think they can go high risk, high reward a little bit. I don't know. Come to MLB. Let's see what you got, dude. I'm in. I'm a Sugo guy.
Sugo.
Sugano?
That's fun. Next bullet point.
Play the noise.
The next bullet point noise?
Yeah.
Baseball.
No, that's not it.
It's a decent one.
It's this one.
Jim's got better.
No, that was wrong.
No, that wasn't it.
This is next one. The Dodgers are reportedly in on DJ LeMahieu. If they... Jake, can you take over? Because we did this on Talkin' Yanks, and none of this is real, is what I just want to
Ooh, Jake Boy Media.
DJ's agent?
What?
No.
The DJ's agent? Is it the Dodgers using it against Turner? What are we doing?
Yes.
Not saying, like, even... I was going broader than just the DJ.
Right.
Like, the state of baseball right now, like, nothing's real. Like, I've been tuning myself out. So
Jimmy doesn't like where the game's at right now, because you've got teams leaking stuff, you've got agents leaking stuff, you've got players leaking stuff, and it's all, it's all the great game, man. The Masahiro Tanaka the other day, it was leaked that he's going to be Japan or Yanks, and then Tanaka came out on Twitter and said, like, that's not totally true, and it's like, well, there's a chance it is, but he's also got to say that because you need bargaining leverage. So everyone's playing the great game, and hey, I'm sure the Dodgers have contacted DJ LeMahieu and said, hey, we offered 2 for $40 to Turner. You want that? And DJ probably said no. So I don't know. Everyone's doing a dance right now. It's dude, I don't know what's gonna happen, Trev. I've started going to the deep dark place again because I don't think anybody's signing anyone.
Dude, we should be
back.
Ready for this, because I mean, think about where we were in April talking about baseball, and we said this offseason, this one we're in now, is going to be a disaster. It started out with those little signings. We thought it was going to be better. Turns out it's exactly what we thought it was going to be. These teams are going to freeze the players, make them wait, make them shake in their boots. By the way, Justin Turner not going to get 2 years, $40 million from the Dodgers.
He's asking for 4 years.
They want to go 2.
Justin Turner's asked for 4.
He's going to get 2 years, probably around 12, maybe pushes 15 a year. I don't think this is complete BS, though, Jim. I really don't. I think the Dodgers are like, you know what? We won the World Series.
What don't you think is BS? I think it's real that the Dodgers have reached out to DJ LeMahieu.
I think they formulated a plan, like saying we could get DJ if we did XYZ. And they're thinking about it. Like, can we dump some salary somewhere else and bring this guy in? I mean,
do you know who reported this? Do you know who reported this?
My boy, Bob?
No, the equivalent of us. A radio host out in LA was like, oh, the Dodgers have definitely talked to DJ LeMahieu. They're interested. And then the articles went crazy. It would literally be like if I came out and said, like, you don't think the Dodgers have talked to DJ LeMahieu? Of course they have. But I said it better. And
yeah, it's definitely like a headline grabbing.
But I think it's real, Trev. I just don't think there's no fan should react to this. And unfortunately, every fan reacts to this like it means the Dodgers are going to sign DJ. And they may. But, like, we don't know. Like, we didn't hear anything about the Blake Snell trade until the Blake Snell trade happened. We didn't hear anything about the Hughes trade until it was a day away from happening. So, but anyone that's listened to Talkin' Yanks or me talk about baseball for 3 years knows I hate reporter season. And it's so funny because John Heyman kind of like runs the roost of all these reports and these leaks and all this interest. And every baseball player I've talked to doesn't even know how to pronounce his name and is like, who's that? And like for a fan, yes, I've talked to a bunch who are like, Hyman guy? And
I think they're making a joke.
No.
I've told you I don't know what he looks like.
That's what I'm saying. Like for fans, people put faith into all his tweets. And then you talk to the players that he's tweeting about and they don't even know who he is. And it's like, this is all fake. The whole middle area is just fake. So I don't like it. And it frustrates me every offseason. Let me just
dive into a little bit of Yankee universe real quick.
Perfect.
Just a minute.
This always ends well.
Let the record show this was Trevor's call.
Thank you, David.
I think he ends up back with the Yankees because I don't think there's a ton of suitors for him. Or at least there are suitors, but he means more to the Yankees than other organizations. We've talked about that on this podcast before. But I do see happening is the Yankees playing a dangerous game. If they want to freeze DJ and say here's our number, we're not going any higher than that, and we've seen these teams make trades, they can open up room in their budget. All of a sudden, he can go somewhere where maybe you don't got to pay New York taxes. And this offers the same, but he's going to recoup 13% on his money.
Well, those California taxes are pretty light, if I remember correctly.
California is not one of those places, but there are obviously other states where there's zero income tax, and that means a lot to guys. When you get to this point, he's trying to maximize his payday.
Yeah.
So I do think he's going to be back, but they are playing a dangerous game where it could open up. Just like that, dude. A trade happens, and it could open up DJ to go somewhere else. And I think he really, really means a lot to the Yankees. So,
but I think Trev, just like every other team, and our apologies, we are a little burnt out from talking about this on Talkin' Yanks ad, but Trev, the waiting game, it's what you just said, man. Everyone's in on it. We're gonna get another oddball old man professional minor league camp, which if that happens, you're going, by the way. Tell Olivia and the kids you will be there for a week.
Yes,
but dude, I think the Yankees have made their final offer to DJ LeMahieu, and they're playing the waiting game like everyone else.
What's their final offer?
Because, dude, what else is happening? I'll go cross sports with you, Trev. I did this yesterday on Talkin' Yanks ad. This is somewhere baseball is missing. NBA free agency, it's like a race for the players and who's going to get the max contract, who's going to get the most money. This is the exact opposite. It's let's wait him out and see who'll take less money to come to our team. It's just it really isn't a great experience. And it's hopefully, this next CBA will be a CBA pod again, and we'll see what they do to try to address that. But
yeah, I kind of I don't need the free agency to be entertainment. I kind of wish there was no reporters. They ruin it for me.
Ooh.
As soon as all this gets announced, it'll be fun. I'm really excited to hear where DJ lands and where Bauer lands. But all the middle ground that they think is entertainment for me isn't. It's embarrassing. And I think back in the 80s, 90s when you didn't have Twitter and the daily updates, and you just went about your life, and then eventually they dropped it on you. Right. I think that was probably much more enjoyment.
A-Rod trade. Boom.
Boom. And it came out of nowhere, kind of. But social media and all the tweets, he's talking to him, rumors this, rumors that, ruined the whole experience for me. So I don't need it to be fast. I just need all the reporters to stop reporting nothing. Tanaka, the rumor was that he was Yankees or bust. And then Tanaka, the player, comes out and it's that's not true. But maybe it is true, and now Tanaka's saving face, or maybe not, but that sucks. It's just annoying. Just drop something on me once a week. I don't care if it's big or small.
I had an epiphany, actually, the other day, along those same lines. We have these guys, they're insiders. That's what they are called. Heyman's an insider for God knows who.
You're an insider for Archer.
Whatever. This is the thing, and I'm not telling people to go unfollow all these insiders.
Here we go.
But to me, if this guy doesn't bring anything to the table for you other than inside information, I might hear where DJ LeMahieu is going to sign 30 seconds before I hear it from somebody else. That's your value? That you're going to hear that. You're going to hear when DJ LeMahieu signs, there's going to be someone that puts it out first. And then 30 seconds later, everybody else is going to put it out. So what's the value in following guys if all they do is break news? You need to, this is straight up for the reporters out there. You better bring some other value or you're no one's going to care. That you're ruining exactly what you're talking about, Jim. They're ruining free agency. Nobody cares about this stuff because it's all BS. They know they're pawns for organizations.
Well,
for
that's
agents.
why actually Buster and Ken and Passan and Sherman, although he's kind of dipped himself into the other way recently, they don't report the rumors. They just tell you when it actually happened.
And they bring something else to the table. They write stories. They, they
Mock
do
me.
other things.
Yeah.
But if you're just following someone for because he might be first with some news, get out, dude. It's not worth it.
I mean,
Bring that ratio down.
Heyman does MLB Network, and it's not awful. He's fine, and I don't read his columns or whatever. So I'm not trying to bash John Heyman on the whole. I'll bash his Twitter. It's the worst Twitter ever. And if you're a baseball fan looking for news, all it will do is frustrate and aggravate you, and it won't help you find out which way the wind is blowing in the slightest. I couldn't recommend unfollowing him on Twitter more.
There it is. There you have it.
Thanks, John.
Kyle, do not clip that for socials.
Don't be scared of the boogeyman, Jim.
I'm not. He's already blocked me a million times.
It's true.
We are the boogeyman.
But I guess, Trev, what I'm saying is with the Yankee stuff and DJ, like you're saying that would be like a potential doomsday for the Yankees, which is sad. I mean, he would be their best player for the past 2 years, but literally every other backup option is still out there. All the other elite free agents.
Don't start with this. You guys love DJ so much.
He's
you need him
really good.
Trevor, we did a whole Talkin' Yanks.
Francisco Lindor would be cool too. Trevor Story.
We did a whole entire
Chris Bryant.
We did a whole entire episode Talking Yanks, telling Yankees fans that if the Yankees don't sign DJ, the backup plans that might be better. Not better, but they're fine. So
they will be better. Francisco Lindor,
Sugano.
No, even just taking that $25 million and using it towards pitching or bullpen. So
Tyler Wade at second.
Oof.
All right, hey, let's get off the Yankees. We're going to get a bad podcast review.
We will. Trevor Bauer, no rumors there. Who else is the third? Who is the big Springer? Nothing.
Springer, Real Muto.
Nothing. Nothing on anyone. So
Nothing.
Springer a couple weeks ago, it seemed like was about to make a decision. People were talking about being down to Mets, Blue Jays, but I guess not.
Yeah. There's Puig rumors. And this is classic, Trev. Classic. Just using the Dodgers and Yankees to get the tweet off. The Yankees are not interested in Puig. How does that make sense at all? Where would they, unless they have some huge trade of Clint or someone in it? It doesn't. Literally, 1 + 2 = 5 on that thing.
Unless
that is
Puig's
just
ready to take a minor league deal, which he shouldn't be.
Yeah, with options. There's no that. So that is just literally someone just using the Yankees name to make the tweet get more retweets, because there's no chance the Yankees are interested in bringing Puig in. Anyone with a brain can tell you that. Or Puig is willing to take a minor league deal. To bring Puig in and pay him money with no minor league options, why would how is that even?
They're in.
Yeah, so that's where I get you read that and you're just oh, that tweet is bullshit. There's something so patently false, you can't tell me the sky's orange and then think I'm going to believe anything else in the tweet as well.
Yeah, I think he lands a major league deal somewhere for sure. I think he ends up being a starter somewhere.
Yeah, he should.
Whether that's straight out and he just is there right away starting in right field, I don't know. But he'll land somewhere. I love the Marlins for him. I just kind of. Now, who was he last year? He signed with the Braves, positive COVID test. That whole thing fell through.
I think the Orioles were in on him. I think the Marlins offered him something.
Should we just do the White Sox and just get absolutely nuts with the swag?
Party?
They
got eaten now, though. I mean, they might be full as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really weird thing, man. I mean, and I think they just put a video out about some of Puig's reputation and stuff like that, and go look at the numbers. It's crazy. He's actually a reverse splits guy. He hits better off righties than lefties. He can be an everyday guy for you. He's a 845 career OPS versus right-handed pitching. That's 120 games that you get a slightly below all-star level hitter. Yasiel Puig should be on a team. Another dark horse that should be in on him is the Texas Rangers. Again, I've been saying upgrade every position. If they could get him for 1 year, $4 million, you have a cleanup hitter. That's what I don't get right now, and I think baseball is missing. And part of the reason they're missing it is the money situation, which is also a mess, and they don't have figured out on their end. So it's really starting to worry me. I mean, Like, I wish Steve Cohen would break the sport. Just break it. Sign everyone. Go middle birds to every owner. Welcome to the league.
I think it's clear that he's not doing that. I
know, because he's a smart businessman. He's not an idiot me.
I think he's also smart baseball. Like, smart baseball strategy is for the Mets to build up a farm a little bit and not go spend to win right now.
I also think this is a good old boys club. Yeah, Steve Cohen, you're different. He's an outsider, whatever. Then you get in the club and the guys Jerry Reinsdorf calls you up and is like, hey, this is how we do things. The mob syndicate of owners. Just kidding. Not really. He knows he's kind of got to play the game a little bit. He can't just go in there guns blazing. Are you kidding me? He maybe wants that persona out there.
But I guess what I'm saying as a part of that is like, I'm trying to picture Mark Cuban kind of came into basketball guns blazing, and the league kind of reworked its way around him. I mean, that's
a different thing.
I know, and
revenue public.
There's so many different moving parts here, but I'm even saying with some of these the older free agents who are veterans, like Nelson Cruz is still a free agent and he still mashes. I'm not saying he's a fit for the Mets because we don't even know if they're going to have a DH in the National League this year. Welcome to baseball. But I mean, like Brantley's out there. Go throw 1 year $40 million at people and just go double birds.
Brantley's still out there? I thought he signed.
Yeah, dude. Everyone is still out there.
Nelson Cruz will sign with the Twins. I'm like
Trevor May and James 100%. McCann signed with the Mets.
How about it?
Yeah.
Puig's OPS plus for the last 4 years is 109, 9% above league average, and that's like his worst 4 years of his career.
Still got a cannon in right. He was playing center field in Lidom.
He sells tickets, man. If we can have tickets sold, he sells tickets. People want to go see Puig. When he was in LA doing his thing, he was big, man.
Cano is lighting up Lidom right now.
Huge.
He's batting like 500, Trev, and he's your idol.
Because okay. Here comes hater Trev.
Here we go. It's already been out.
I know. I'm on one. But listen, I watch these highlights of Tatis and anybody playing in this winter ball league. My goodness, these are meatballs these guys are hitting. Are you kidding me?
It's supposed to be like a pitcher's league.
Dude, every pitch is like 88 like cement mixer slider over the middle of the plate. Come on. I could hit that. I'm serious. I could hit that right now.
Trev.
Winter ball stats and everything mean absolutely nothing.
It's December next year. You and me get sponsored for a little boys trip to Lidom. How many weeks of actual baseball training do you need to look serviceable in that league?
A week and a half?
Wow. Done.
2 weeks?
Sales team.
I just need to face some live pitching, take some ground balls, make sure my body's in shape. Absolutely, I could go light up that league. Look at the damage I'd do against soft tossers, man. Anybody throwing above 94, I'm not going to hit, but
go to Japan, make a living.
Stop talking about me. This is not about me. It's not about me.
All right. Well, this next segment is brought to you by the Jomboy Media Trivia Show. It's a new show on the main Jomboy Media main Facebook page. Episode 1 is out now. Go check it out. Christian Yelich is on it. Episode 2 comes out next Monday at 6 p.m. with Ian Happ. There's 5 episodes in season 1. It's a lot of fun. Jomboy Media Trivia Show. Check it out.
As I watched it.
You watched it?
Yeah, I did. It was really good.
Thank you. How'd you think Yelly did?
Exactly how I thought he would do. Very well thought out. I think you're going to find that, and maybe you already know this now, baseball players can remember a lot of shit.
Yeah, no, it's fun to prod it, to poke where they do and where they don't.
There were some good sound effect moments. I don't know who was running the board. Was that you, Jim? Was that BBD?
It's all post, so it's all done in post.
Oh, that was all post. Okay.
So Zach,
everything you liked about it was Zach. Everything you didn't is me.
I love Zach. I'll tell you one thing, and this is we're straight up. The transparency on the highlights, I think, needs to be a little more. You can see the highlight a little more.
Yeah, well, that's what you think and I think, but not MLB licensing.
I get that.
Gotta play.
That's what I figured.
Got to play the game. Evan Drellich, our old friend who reported the Astros stuff originally, he reported that the season is scheduled to start on time. If you read it though, it kind of, I don't want to be like rude here. It kind of seems like he's saying, because no one said elsewise.
He got a statement from MLB which says, we've planned out spring training, we've planned out the season, and that's the plan unless the doctors and people say otherwise, which, okay, yeah, that's kind of where we're at. And then I think the Players Union also gave a statement that was like ready to play. So I don't know.
The quote is, MLB said, "We have announced the dates for the start of spring training and the championship season." Always weirds me out that they call it the championship season because like publicly it's not referred to that at all. No. But in the paperwork and like the commissioner's office call the 162 game season the championship season. So weird. No, it says that, man. No. Quit it. As we get closer, we will. So this is where it's like the MLB says, as we get closer, we will, in consultation with public health authorities and medical experts and the Players Association, determine whether any modification should be considered in light of the current surge of COVID-19 cases and the challenges we faced in 2020. So this is nothing. Exactly what we knew. Yeah, it's going to start on time until we announce that it doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing that people can bank on or like say, hey, you should start on time. We just saw a 17-week football season conclude where, yes, there were some positive tests. There were some facilities shut down, but they got through it all.
I mean, we saw 60. We saw no bubble. We saw 60 game MLB season, but it's a bit different because they did just the East and the Central and the West. And I don't think MLB wants to do that again. I think they want to travel, and I do think they want to have fans as fast as they can. But
that's the thing. If you can't have fans, you can't have fans, but you got to play the games.
Yeah, I think they set the precedent last year that they can play without fans. So I think the Players Union has like a pretty big case right here. Be like, what? You made us do it last year. We can do it again for 30 days, and then you can slow roll fans in come May. I think like the players actually have a pretty good argument right there if it goes to like an arbiter or anything like, yeah.
Just
are you saying that? Are you saying you put him in harm's way last year? Because that's what it comes out to. Where the arbiter or the judge would be like, so wait, are you saying that what you did last year was wrong? Because then the MLB would be like, oh no, okay, I guess we'll play without fans. Like that's how I see it playing out.
I mean, are these teams losing money or not making record profits? Obviously, they're not making record profits last year, but
I do think they lost a lot of money.
What's that?
I do think they lost money or profit.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to look at it. For sure, this was not a banner year for baseball owners making money. We know that. The thing that we always have to remember is like, it's not a revenue sharing sport. Like, I don't want to get into the labor negotiations, and we've talked about this before, but like, don't tell me that you don't want to play because you're not making money and you can't pay guys when things are going bad. If you're not going to say, hey, we want to pay you more because you outperformed your contract, or we made a ton more money than we thought we were going to make, let's give the MLBPA some more money. That's never going to happen ever. So they're doing what they need to be doing to recoup their losses. They're not signing guys. There's going to be a freeze in free agency. They've already let go a ton of people. They've cut the minor leagues in half. They're doing everything they need to be doing. They need to play the games.
I've got one for you guys.
Jake has one.
What team has kind of been the surprise team of free agency so far?
Padres.
Not a free agency.
The Royals, to me.
Kansas City Royals. Know what football team has been letting the most people in the building? Kansas City Chiefs.
What's the connect to that there?
Interesting.
Getting money.
Yeah. And here's that's a good point.
Do
Jake,
more
I like where you're
dots.
going.
I don't know what
Chiefs have been letting 17K people in the building for their games.
The NFL's just going off of whatever the state rule is.
Yeah.
That's how many people.
So you think the MLB is going to change to just state rules?
So I think the Royals think they got fans coming in the building.
And Jake, to your point, they allow tailgating at that stadium. So if you can't allow a full capacity crowd in your stadium, you sure as hell can do a socially distant tailgate during the games. Maybe put up a big old screen, have people come and still get a little bit of ballpark experience. I'm sure they're talking about all of this right now. It's a great point.
I mean, they had fans in the building in Texas.
I just wonder how that works because the MLB, all the teams pull their money together in a way where NFL, each team is its own company. They're not as unionized.
There's who knows what talks they've had about the revenue sharing, the revenue split,
Yeah,
I'd assume,
football is easier for football to say we can do this on a state-by-state basis than it is the MLB. So maybe Kansas City's thinking they're going to – I don't know how that would work. Seems messy.
Yeah.
Always is.
Because Jerry complained. Same way Steinbrenner's complained, but they just got told to shut up.
Big Jerry Jones week for you.
Oh, that was yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah. They tried to do what they do in baseball where they're like, hey, on the internet, like all the money's just going to get pulled evenly to every team. And Jerry Jones was like, fuck that.
Yeah.
We make all the money.
Yeah.
Steinbrenner's tried to do that. Hal Steinbrenner tried to do that in 2008, and they sent him to the farm and was like, no, Hal, you're not allowed to talk publicly anymore because baseball just wasn't going to do it. Jerry got NFL changed. Like, yep, individuals, you keep what you make.
Well, they don't share TV deals and stuff.
No, but if someone buys a Yankees hat, that doesn't go to the Yankees.
Right, but if someone parks in the Kansas City parking lot, that goes to every MLB team?
No, they own the parking lot.
No, they own that. But I'm just saying the precedent is set that MLB does all teams under one roof.
They try to.
Yeah. So we'll see.
I think you have a good point, Jake.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, the Royals could very much be saying like, hey, we're going to. But I don't know if they can make money and other teams can't. That's what I'm saying. And I think it's an all one for all type thing.
The Brewers, you can tailgate in Milwaukee.
Maybe that's what they don't fucking know.
Cool
yeah.
Well, you guys would go to a tailgate. How cool would that be, man? If they had some.
We went to the World Series. You should have came.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I would love to go to a tailgate, watch it. I mean, when you go to I used to go to UFC football games. The best part is the tailgate. I don't care about going into the game. I actually would rather just tailgate and go home and watch the game. So.
Not big on football, live football. So. What you do?
So I made up some numbers there because that's what I do. Dallas had the number one attendance this year, 27K per game.
Yeah, and Florida
Stadium,
Florida teams.
Jacksonville, Tampa, Kansas City, Houston, Miami, Tennessee, Cleveland. Cleveland was letting 10K in a night.
There's a way to do it, but I wonder. I don't know why they wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know.
It's tricky.
It's really tricky. I think maybe I'm just being an optimist because I've asked some other people and everyone says no way that we start on time, and I think they will. Like the players want to, the teams want to if they can at least do a percentage of fans right away and then gradually build it up. All I'm saying is the first playoff game at Yankee Stadium when they can be full capacity, I might spend so much money to go there.
I'm gonna touch people.
Yeah. Yeah, every home run, you just start hugging everyone.
I'm going to touch a lot of people one day.
No. They're going to put you guys in a bubble or something.
On the field?
Been there. Oh, just running around in a giant bubble like an in-between innings game. Sounds awesome.
You should be a bullpen catcher.
I'd love that.
Stream.
Bullpen catcher for a day. If any ML team wants to sign me to be a bullpen catcher for a day and we'll vlog it or whatever, I'm in.
I've been a bullpen catcher in the big leagues, and it's not fun. So
it's definitely fun. You did it wrong.
Yeah, we need you catching the right guy.
All of them.
Hendricks.
Chapman.
My last year in Philly, Gabe made me go out there and catch bullpens because I was going to be the emergency catcher. It was, it's humiliating, dude. It's humiliating.
For you, because you were
for me.
Jimmy's a professional catcher.
I'm a guy who sits on a chair and talks to a mic.
It would not be humiliating for you. You're right.
Okay. Glad.
No expectations.
I'd do it. I'd just get suited up. I'd make sure that I'm really padded up in the thigh area.
Yeah.
You want to hear Segway King right now?
The neck.
So the person I caught,
Yeah.
Nick Pivetta, you know where he pitches?
Boston Red Sox.
You know what the Boston Red Sox just did?
Signed
They hired the first black female baseball coach, Bianca Smith. She will be a minor league hitting instructor for the Red Sox now and is the first black woman to coach professional baseball. So claps for her. That's awesome. It's cool. Obviously, I'm not too familiar with her story. I'm excited to find out her path and everything that she's up to, but it seems awesome.
I've read a few things. Softball player at Dartmouth. Is it Dartmouth? Dartmouth?
No, Dartmouth, like when you play darts and you throw it at someone's mouth.
The Ivy League school, Dartmouth.
Yes, Dartmouth. Open up the mouth, just catch them darts. Baby.
Clearly, I'm not an Ivy Leaguer.
Stanford.
It's a Blue Man Group exhibition type thing.
Allowed into Stanford, Trevor Plouffe.
But she's also been a hitting coordinator at Carroll University in Wisconsin. You guys know I love Wisconsin. Big Wisconsin fan here. I own property in Wisconsin, just so you guys know.
I am famous too.
The reason I think this is cool is because, the way player development is going, you need to have an understanding of data. And she's been doing that at the college. Now she gets a chance to do it with a professional organization using all of the cool equipment they have. And the biggest thing with data is just being able to explain it, make it make sense to dumb baseball players. And if she can come in and do that, dude, it's awesome. You want people that can relate and could just make it, what's the word? Ingestible. A lot of times, you'll have you want an ex-baseball player, a hitter that's your coach. They didn't do this. They didn't have technology, so they can't relay that information well to you. Someone that's been doing it out of college and they can come over and just, explain things. Perfect. I would rather have a zillion people like Bianca Smith than the guy that had a cup of coffee in the show, has been a grinder. He's just there to pick up a paycheck and can't explain these things to me. There's room for both, I guess, and I'm not generalizing ex-players as bad coaches, but it's okay to bring in someone that would be considered outside the box. And I think we're seeing that throughout the league, and it's a good thing.
Yeah, got to be able to read the radar gun. For a long time, they had ex-players holding that thing up. What was that, Tony? I don't know.
Not sure.
Or I read it. Like read the number on the back.
You guys know I've talked about this before, seriously, especially in the minor leagues. You get a lot of coaches who are just there because they got nothing else, man. And they're there and they don't they don't fit in the modern game, essentially.
Right. I mean,
and a lot of them aren't willing to, make themselves better and understand what's happening in the modern game. And that's just like a recipe for disaster.
It's the battle in all sports right now. It's the old school mindset. And, I think the toughest guy we had on this show was Jason Kendall. But he was like one of the most grinder baseball players there's ever been. And he had that attitude. But he had the open mind to analytics, and he was open to a lot of it. But he also had his takes on some things, which are still in the gray area, which I think are good, and organizations need that, and that's part of why that conversation was so fun. Good for Bianca, and I mean the goal is that one day if more female coaches keep getting hired, you don't have to say a female coach got hired. You just say they got a new coach,
and you open the hiring pool. It's the biggest thing. Like let's get everyone.
Can I get? Yeah, I agree with that, Jim. I mean, can I get sappy real quick? Just real quick.
Sure.
Need it. How sappy?
It relates to this. It really does.
Like, are we gonna cry sappy?
Maybe.
Okay.
It was. I almost did because I felt very ignorant in this moment. So, big, and actually, never. I'm not gonna talk about that. Anyways.
Okay.
Throughout this year, we've heard a lot of, social speak. And one of the things you hear a lot, a phrase you hear a lot is representation matters. And for us, we're all, white males. We've been able to see white males do everything: an astronaut, a doctor, a baseball player, whatever profession you can think of, a white male is represented and you can see yourself as that person. That's not the case for everybody. And I really saw this. And again, this is something I didn't think about because I haven't had to think about it. We sat down on New Year's and we turned on the new Wonder Woman movie. And it's a little much for kids. You guys know, my daughter's 3, my son's 5. But when we put that movie on and we fast forwarded through some of the battle scenes, but my daughter was just locked in. And I just saw her face, and she would say stuff like, "That's me, that's me." I'm like, "You're Wonder Woman?" She's like, "Yeah, that's me." And then she like called Wonder Woman her mom, and like it just clicked for me. Like her whole life, like being a girl when you're that young is like rainbows, unicorns, Barbie dolls. Like they don't really get to see a badass female, and she was seeing this badass female on the screen, and it was like, dude, I felt like weird that I haven't introduced that to her yet. And I know she's 3, so she's still young. But like to see that, I was like, that's representation matters. I understand it now.
She started kicking your ass after?
It was awesome, dude. And like her just saying, "That's me, that's me." Like, and then she like the last couple of days she's been running around with a cape on. Like, dude, it's awesome.
That's
man.
cool. That's what the Pink Ranger did for Jake.
So somebody is watching Bianca Smith and saying, "I could do that. Look, she does it." Becky Harmon, right? That's her name, the coach for Hammond.
Yeah.
I don't mess it up.
Spurs.
Sorry.
You're good. You're all around it.
Same thing with her, man. Like, how cool is that for a little girl to be like, dude, she was telling those NBA players what to do. I could do that. So that's my little rant. I thought it was really cool.
Seeing is believing, Trev. You could take that.
It's the truth, man.
You can take that with you. And if you want to take Michael K's quote about how the youth is wasted.
Youth is wasted on the young, man.
I've heard that.
It's a beautiful story, Trevor.
It's not though. I mean,
beautiful story about your delightful daughter.
Thank you.
Oh,
it was
snap.
true.
That was lit.
And then she was like, fast forward through this scary villain that Wonder Woman is.
Daddy,
you tell her that.
Daddy.
Did you look at the villain and say, "That's me,
Uncle
That's
Jake,
me.
Uncle Jake"?
She was okay. It was Teddy who was like, "Yeah."
Do you think that you want to talk about any of the Hall of Fame drama before we get out of here and end this episode? Because I do not. But if you, BBD said he really wants to.
Oh my God.
Jake, do you have any interest in the
That's
Hall
all
of Fame?
BBD talks about.
I think that who cares?
Gatekeeping, blah, blah,
I think
blah.
the Hall of Fame
Get over
voting.
yourself. Speaking of old white guys, Jesus Christ.
I think it's the most embarrassing part about baseball, or one of the very most embarrassing parts about baseball is like the sense of whatever sense they have that the Hall of Fame voters have. It's like gross. So I always try to block it out. So I do not want to talk about it.
I don't care either. I like love that there is a Hall of Fame, and it's awesome to watch guys get inducted in. It means a lot to these guys. Financially, it means a lot. Their legacy, it means a lot. But the way that they get voted in is stupid. Not one player is represented in the voting category. Like I think Euclid put this out. If you get your gold card, which is 8 years in the show, you should be eligible to vote for the Hall of Fame. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean,
if the writer gets it after 10 years, a baseball player should surely also maybe have the same thing.
Like
10 years, 8
everyone
years,
who
whatever.
qualifies for the ballot.
I typed out this
Make it a
whole
little
like
harder,
thread on Twitter about that guy who voted in no one, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, we're deciding who's the best at a game. And we've turned it into like just the most pretentious, awful, self-serving. And then I was like, but I don't even want to tweet that out because that's me taking it too seriously. So it's just, I almost block it out. Like I don't even.
That's what I tweeted Jake. I said, let's stop talking about this guy. Like we're giving him what he wants.
So happy you tweeted at me.
Oof.
I've got one final update.
Sugano sign?
Sugano has a fun start to his windup, and we just tweeted it out. He does like a Tony Batista lean in, which I like.
He twists his shoulders before his legs.
So,
How do you say Dartmouth again?
yes.
Just like that. Yeah, just think of a Blue Man Group routine. One guy opens his mouth up, the other guy throws darts in him.
Is it one of those creepy Ivy League schools? Like, is she in Skull and Bones?
Oh my God, we knew a kid that was in Skull and Bones, and I was the worst kid to talk to ever.
I'm going to tell you guys a story about Skull and Bones after we get off air.
Perfect.
All right, that's the end of this episode of Talkin' Baseball. We thank you very much for joining us.
Sugano news Thursday.
Yeah, next episode we'll know where Sugano goes. No one even cares about that, which is interesting because they don't know him, but it could be make or break. Could really help your team out. Maybe not. Congrats to the Giants. Oh.